Falcons and Broncos next.
Oof.
Broncos kicking the crap out of them, 38-6. Respect Bo Nix. Respect Bo Nix.
I respect Bo Nix.
All right, good.
I know you needed verbal confirmation there. I never said I didn't.
Top 5 graded Denver Bronco players in this game. Offensive guard Quinn Miners at the very top of the list with a 92.1. Edge rusher Nick Benito, a 90.0. Offensive tackle Mike McGlinchey, a 77.4. Defensive lineman John Franklin Myers with a 77.4. And then wide receiver Devon Vele with a 77.5. Bo Nix in this game, an 83.3 overall grade. For the Atlanta Falcons, guard Chris Lindstrom, as he often is at the very top of this list, with an 85.9. Wide receiver Cordell Hodge with a 78.2. Wide receiver Drake London, a 77.7. Safety Jesse Bates, a 77.4. Bijan Robinson with a 69.3 at number 5 on this list. And then Kirk Cousins with a 74.6. Stat told the story, Dalton.
Okay. If the Falcons don't find some sort of pass rush that is better than what they have run through out there through 11 weeks, they will get no further than the first round of the playoffs. They are still only ahead of Carolina in pass rush grade. In this game, we've talked about it. You keep Bo Nix clean, respect him. He's really good. We'll get to that side of it. They only pressured Nix on 7 of 36 dropbacks. They did not get a pressure until it was inside the 2-minute warning in the first half. A single pressure.
Not great.
And it was the only sack that they had all day, okay? Their starting defensive line, okay, their front four. Matt Judon, Arnold Ebiketie, Grady Jarrett, David Onyemata. All right, that's the starting four. 81 combined pass rush reps. 1 pressure.
Yikes.
From the 4 of them.
Yikes.
And then the most disappointing, I just throw the Falcons D-line for me because they're going nowhere beyond the wild card round. If this is their pass rush.
They don't feel like a complete team.
No, but it's this one thing for me. Like I think their back 7 is good enough, especially you talk about the safeties with Bates and Simmons, Terrell on the outside. The linebackers are getting a little bit better, but this isn't just a below average pass. This is disaster. Like this is the second worst pass rush in football other than Carolina. That's and you're in an NFC where who's in playoff position right now? Jared Goff, Jalen Hurts, Kyler Murray, Jordan Love. You're going to play a really good quarterback.
Yeah.
In the playoffs, in the NFC, really on both sides. But in the NFC, there's some Matt Stafford, whoever. There's some high-flying offenses. If this is the level they're going to rush the passer at come playoff time, their season, if they get there, because the NFC South is still kind of open, because we see it like this. Like Denver, they scored, 38 points on them. 38 points on them, to me, because the Falcons have 0 pass rush. It's not even mediocre or below average. There's nothing. I think they have 8 or 9 sacks this whole season. They are not going to survive like this. There could even be more games they lose down the stretch, and this division could keep tightening because they just have no answer of getting to the quarterback. It took them 28 minutes to get a pressure in this game. That they can't live like that. There's no way.
No, they're my most disappointing. I think you highlighted it really well. On the other side of things, my stat that told the story kind of goes into my most impressive as well. It's just the offensive efficiency overall with the Denver Broncos. They're very comfortable and confident with exactly who they are as a football team. They're very comfortable no matter who Bo Nix is throwing the ball to, no matter who he's handing the ball off to. They've got a lot of different options, and the Broncos just feel very complete as a football team in terms of what they would be this season. The best version of what the Broncos were going to be this season, it feels pretty close to getting to that, right? At the beginning of the year, it was their defense that was really standing out, and I still think they're playing well. You see guys like Nick Benito now in that top 5. Obviously, Zach Allen's been a big story. John Franklin Myers, too, in this lineup. So, those guys are playing really well on the defensive side of the football. But then on the offensive side of things, that is really starting to almost be even more of a catalyst of why they're winning these games, right? 38 points. Okay, the Falcons' defense is not great, but still, Nick's 84.7 passing grade this past week, 100% adjusted completion percentage in the first half. You want to talk about somebody who's got mastery of an offense? 100% adjusted completion percentage in the first half from Bo Nix. At the end of the game, it was a 90.6, so a little bit lower, but geez, still in the low 90s. That is somebody who understands exactly where he needs to go with the football. Over the last 4 weeks, Bo Nix is 5th in passing grade, and he is 3rd in completion percentage. He's also 1st in turnover-worthy play percentage. Oh, because it's 0%. Funny enough, it's him and Caleb Williams. They're the only ones over the last month who have not had a turnover-worthy play. So Nick's just playing really, really good football. And I think for my most impressive, I don't think the Broncos offensive line is giving enough credit for what they are doing here. Over the last 4 weeks, they are first in the NFL in passing grade as a team at an 84.9, 1 sack, 3 pressures, and an 8.6 pressure percentage allowed against the Falcons. Yes, the Falcons' defensive line is not good. I'm glad that you pointed that out. But the Broncos' offensive line put the clamps on him. This is a team that you go into this matchup and you say, we're better than this other team. We should whoop on this other team. This team should not be able to get close to our quarterback. And you know what? It's exactly what happened. That is exactly what happened. This is an offensive line that is now taking care of business, isn't stooping down to the level of their opponent if they're a little bit lesser than them. And I think they're up to the challenge against even some of the best defensive lines in the NFL. So Nick's, his mastery of the offense, and then playing behind this offensive line, that's the stat that told the story here in this one and how you get such a lopsided victory for Denver.
You can see Nick's and Sean Payton getting more in sync every week, and it's getting to scary levels of stuff here that's going to make people think of another guy Peyton used to coach. But here's a couple of things I just want to throw at with this. Bo Nix since week 5. Okay. Well, first of all, you mentioned turnover-worthy plays. 1 in his last 8 games, which that's crazy. That's crazy for anybody. I don't care if Lamar, or Burrow, or anybody. That's nuts, okay? Since week 5, all right? Took him a few games to get comfortable. We know this. Everybody was – you mentioned the memes and the jokes and whatever. Since week 5, clean pocket passing grade. Justin Herbert, Lamar Jackson, Bo Nix. When he's clean, he's as good as anybody right now. And the other guy, you know, the offensive line, I just want to mention too, the star of that offensive line, their right guard, Quinn Miners. This is like the quietest, best player in football. He's the 11th highest graded guard in the league right now. 92.3 run blocking grade in this game and only allowed 1 pressure in pass protection. I'll tell you what, you know what was fun to watch in this game? Go in and watch like his key plays in here. Watch him get out on screens. There was at least 3 times where he gets out in space on screens. I'm telling you right now, the Falcons linebackers hate this guy. Absolutely hate him. He was mauling Atlanta's linebackers all day in the run game, in the screen game. It was so much fun to watch. Quinn Miners, it's a good offensive line that's been playing a lot better, but he's the best player there. I think he got a big extension this offseason, I'm pretty sure.
I think so.
I think he did, and it was well earned. He's one of the best guards in football, no question.
Yeah, Quinn Myers played very, very well. Obviously, anytime you grade that highly as an offensive lineman, you got to be doing a lot right. And you got to have some pancakes and major blocks in there as well. You know, you can't just eat. Even if you're doing your job like steady, it's like, all right, you're going to win some, you're going to lose some. You got to have some of those high-impact plays, those plus 1.5s, those plus 2s, and Quinn Myers had a couple of them yesterday. That's why he was able to have that very, very high grade. Thanks for watching, everybody. Make sure you like and subscribe the video. And if you don't have a PFF Plus subscription, you can get one to see all the premium stats that we talked about here on the show, plus the expert betting and fantasy advice over at subscribe.pff.com. The description is also right below, so if you are not a PFF Plus subscriber, you can become one today.